So this is Daniel. Daniel's in the body section. We have about 8 sections that build an ukulele. And each person will be in their section from 8 months to up to a year until they master it.
And then
Then we'll rotate them.
Okay.
And the whole reason why we do that is so that if he's ever sick or on vacation, there's other people that will come into his spot, and we can keep production rolling. Yeah, we'll be down a person, but it
won't stop.
It won't stop because we need to make up to 22 a day, right? It doesn't. That's the number. That's the magic number. So what he'll do is. So I'll give you an idea what he does. What he'll do is he'll go and grab the corresponding billet. So the size of and it'll be like a block, a billet like this, right?
Then it's already been sliced.
No, he's still gonna do it. So he'll come to this machine here, and I'll take you through the process. He'll take the billet and he'll cut it into about 6 to 8 slices. Okay, after he cuts them, he has to make sure everything stays in the order. So if you can see the grain, you see how the grain is in order? Yeah. We keep everything in that same order, even when we take it to this machine. Basically, this industrial belt sander, right? You feed it one end, it starts sanding it down, and we sand each piece to the exact height, because if it's too thick, it won't resonate. If it's too thin, it's gonna snap and break. So that's what we call the trade secret. You can videotape, you can take pictures, but don't bring a caliper. We break your arms. No. I'm just joking. But so each one gets hand calipered. Every piece that comes through gets hand calipered to the exact height that we need. And when it comes through, it has to stay in the same order. The reason why being is, let me show you. When we do a process of book matching, this is not for book matching, but we keep it in order, because book matching is when you open it up. That's how the soundboard would look, or the rear soundboard, right? I can even book match this way. Isn't that pretty cool? But what's important is, because these are what we call wraps.
These are for the sides.
These are for the sides. So the sides are what we call wraps. So basically this. That's what this is. This would be for a concert. Okay? And what I want to show you is, we do book matching on the back end, but it's going to be about a 95% book match. The reason why it can't be 100 is because of the movement of grain. If it was, we can do 100% because the movement doesn't matter this way. But because of the grain movement this way, so when I book match it, it's just about 95%. Sometimes it's 100. That's really close. That's about 99%. That one is 99%. But some of them won't match, because if you look at some grain, you see how that one moves, so the angle is so much more. You're not going to, so you'll get about 95% book match. But the reason why I want to share that with you is because we take the care to make sure that you get the same piece of wood from the same bark. Because the most mass manufacturing, they cut wood. They get slats, they just grab it, and you've seen ukulele where you don't know if it came from the same piece of bark or the same piece of tree. So for us, we do that so that you understand that even for tonal and sound quality, not just visual, that you're getting from the same tree. Make sense?
Yes. So everything starts off as a normal, or say for a side, it'll start off as a normal piece like this. And the only reference point we have to bend each size of ukulele is, if you take a close look, you see there's one little pen line there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so what that does is it tells us how we're going to make, or exactly where to bend the waist or the middle of the ukulele. So the first bend that we do, anyway, so what we do is we align the line on here with the little scribe line that we have on the pipe. And what we'll do is we'll use this sandpaper as a backing to keep the moisture in. And we'll bend it down, and it'll be like a V shape. After that, we take it out, we reverse it, and we go a little incremental bends at the top here. We do the same thing at the bottom, and we go ever so slightly. And then at the end of that process, basically you get what's like half of an ukulele shape. We will bend the matching side, put it into the mold there, and once we get the 2 sides in, then our sides are bent and they're ready to wait over there. Okay, so the next day what we'll do is we'll have our 2 halves of the ukulele like that. And then what we need to do is glue in what's called our head block and our tail block. Once that's set, we sand the top down and we attach a face or a top to it. And then it'll actually look... So it'll look look basically like this, and we'll pop out the inside of the mold, and then we'll attach it to the next fixture or the next jig. And that's exactly the spot where Daniel's at. So if you take a look at this one, I'm just gonna snag this in. And if you take a look at this one has a bit more parts in it, right? So that's what Daniel's doing right now. So what Daniel's doing is he's gluing in our uni brace and our back brace here. So okay, I guess he didn't glue in the back brace yet because it just came off. So just edit. No, he just didn't do it yet. But
Fail!
so one of the things that's unique to our ukulele is this brace right here. So we call it a uni brace. Traditionally, an ukulele or guitar will have a brace here in the front and another brace. So you see like this back brace that goes from end to end, but it's a single piece, right? So normally the bracing in the middle is similar. So it's two separated pieces of wood there. But one thing with wood is it's not, so we don't really have this problem here in Hawaii because our temperature is stable, but whenever wood gets into an environment that's really hot and humid, it'll expand. And when it gets to a place where it's cold and dry, where the air is really dry, it'll shrink. So wood is always doing this. And that's called wood movement. So furniture does it, houses do it. One of the things is like if you have a real wooden door and a wooden frame in your front door in your house, you'll notice like it closes different in summer and winter, right? It's because the wood in your house is moving. So ukuleles are not impervious to that, pianos, so any string instrument, nothing that's made out of wood is immune to that. So what happens over time is if you have just one tiny little brace here, the top and the bottom is not so bad because they're not vibrating so much. But when you play the ukulele is always vibrating there in the top. So what happens a lot in old ukuleles, old guitars, this bracing here in the middle will pop off. Maybe 15 or 20 years later as the glue weakens, the ukulele or the instrument's constantly moving and flexing. So, there's nothing we can do to prevent that because people are gonna travel around the world, right? They're gonna leave Hawaii. Our instruments are gonna not all stay here in Hawaii. So what we did is we invented the uni brace, which combines the front and the back, and it's basically one connected piece along the entire inside of the ukulele. So that's just like a little unique thing that we do here. Lloyd will show you something really cool in just a minute about how strong that uni brace is. After the bracings are installed, we sand the back, and then we glue the back, and the body is complete.
I like your way. You do it way better.
Been doing it for a long time.
Yes, okay.
Okay, tag out.
Thank you.
Tag out. Wait, like 1980s WWF. Tag out. Alright. Okay. Alright, so it's good.